Welcome back to VID Machine. You're watching with Sly Guy, Kaboom, Kaboom, and Super Kaboomo, yeah! Here we go. Ah, God, it's not working again. Here we go. Kaboomo, yeah! Kaboomo, yeah! Here we go! Here we go! These are the robot lands of Mirrodin, Why were they banned? Why were they banned? They were in modern, but why were they banned? People don't know it, and now we're gonna explain why these cards were just too banned. I have offended you again, so I guess this is the end. Because everybody knows you're such a snowflake and you're just quite upset at every single thing we said. Everybody knows it's all just in your head. Wasted, feeling, going, speaking. You know why I've crossed the line when I said that you were mine. Going, skiing, no hard feelings. Since you will not be my girl, this is the end of my own world. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of AD Machine. Sly Guy. And now we're gonna find out why the Mirrodin artifact lands got banned. Now, if you guys were playing in early 2003, you will remember that the set known as Mirrodin came out as the very first standalone set which had the new card frame. And people were upset at the new card frame. They didn't like the new card frame, but Wizards said, hey, we don't care if you like the new card frame, we're gonna be making the new card frame at all. And in that block, there was only one playable deck. I kid you not. One playable deck in the block, and it was Ravager Affinity. It used Arcbound Ravager and Disciple of the Vault, and it used a bunch of artifacts that you can sacrifice to make your Ravager huge. Then he had Modular, so you would be able to transfer all those +1/+1 counters to an Ornithopter, attack, and then kill your opponent dead. Now, if not, you can sacrifice your artifacts to Disciple of the Vault, and then just kill your opponent by making them lose their life. Skull Clamp made you draw a lot of cards, and gave you sick card advantage. Now, the real reason why the artifact lands were banned was because of Affinity. Affinity makes a spell cost 1 less, based on the number of artifacts you control. Thoughtcast. If you had 4 of these in play, or 4 artifacts in play, Thoughtcast would cost 1 blue, and would allow you to draw 2 cards. Next up, you had a whole host of really cheap creatures, Froggy the Frogmite, and Mirror Enforcer. A 4/4 and a 2/2 that costs 0 mana. 0 flipping mana. Can you imagine that? A 0 mana spell, then you even have a Memnite there, and then you also have an Ornithopter. Where's my Ornithopter? Ah, there it is. An Ornithopter, equip him with a Skull Clamp, and then put a bunch of +1/+1 counters on the flying Ornithopter, killing your opponent. And to add to the rudeness, you use a Disciple of the Vault, making them lose 1 life every time you sacrifice an artifact. This deck was absolutely insane, and it was the only playable deck in a block. So this block had very little diversity, because you only had one available deck to play, just one available deck to play, and that was Ravager Affinity. And that's why the robot lands were banned forever. Which is weird, because the new robot lands, the indestructible ones that come into play tapped, those ones are legal in Modern, but these ones, no, these ones are banned for some reason. But yeah, I guess the comes into play tapped thing, if they make new versions of these with comes into play tap, they probably won't ban them as well. But yeah, Wizards of the Coast logic makes no sense. They'll probably send the Pinkerton police to just, if you argue with them, they're gonna send the Pinkerton police. Man, weird Wizards of the Coast. Once again, this is the VID Machine with the Sly Guy signing off right